Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Coin Republic podcast. Today, we are going to cover this Southern American marketplace with Truther.to. It is a self-custodial crypto wallet that allows user to access to the Brazilian financial system using Bitcoin, LN, USDT, ZOLT, and VRL. With Truther, the user can do payments in more than 12 million business with crypto in Brazil, withdraw money from 24,000 ATM and 135,000, 13,500 lottery counters. Companies interested in do business with Brazilians can use their API to be able to send and receive money. It is an interesting concept, and we'll try to understand how do the Southern American market operates. With me, I have the one and only Mr. Rossello Lopez, all the way from France. Welcome, Mr. Lopez.
Hello, guys. Pleased to be here. Yeah, I was just coming back from a conference in Lugano for Bitcoin conference in Lugano. So then I have to stop in Paris. So then I could use in Paris our payment system called Pix here in Paris, using our wallet here in Paris, paid with reais with our currents, and they store here in Paris, received automatically in, or either, I don't know if they receive in Bitcoin or if they receive it in USDT. But the bottom line is now we Brazilians can use our currents all over the world, or our wallet can be used all over the world using USDT, using Bitcoin and Lightning, or for foreigners that want to come to Brazil,
Mhm.
we have a payment system just waiting for you guys.
Fantastic. Let's start with you. People want to know your story as well. Can you talk a little bit about your work experience prior to this and what prompted you to jump in the crypto industry?
Well, I started in Bitcoin in 2013. And the reason that I start was by accident, was not something that I was looking for, but was a complete accident. One of my clients, he decided to pay us around 1,105 Bitcoins, because that was the amount, was around $180,000 back in the day. And after he insists so many times, I said, you know what? All right, give me this thing that you call money. I accept. But on the moment that you have your bank account sorted, your finances sorted, send me the money and I'll give you back this piece of code. What are you talking about? So I did not believe. So it was by chance on March 2013. But and then in November of the same year, I was in Hong Kong working, talk with a few banks because my company was related to telecommunication. So then I decided to go to Tokyo because was a company in Tokyo that they used to trade bitcoins. So then I got there, spoke with the guys, and then they says, Rossello, we can buy that from you, and we can pay $1,100. So my first reaction was like, is this guy
Mhm.
mad? Because this was supposed to be 180. Now he's trying to pay me 100 or $1,100 for my bitcoins. Not a chance. But then finally he explained to me, no, it's 1,100 per Bitcoin. So then I asked my reaction against it. Is this guy really, really mad? Come on, really? He wants to pay me something that is worth at 180,000. Now he wants to give me more than $1 million for it. Something is wrong here. So then in that moment, they explained to me, was the guys from Mt. Gox, instead selling those bitcoins,
Okay.
I decided to buy more. Yeah, so then I bought like 12 bitcoins. It's still on Mt. Gox still today. Never got that thing back, but could be worse, right?
Right.
Could be 1,100 bitcoin there. Good thing that was just 12 bitcoins over there. So that's how I get in a business. So then I try to understand more and more. I realized that could be the future, especially because I then realized that Satoshi Nakamoto, no one will never see the guy, no one never saw the guy, no one never spoke in reality with the guy. So then I understood that could be the money for the future. That could be the freedom that everybody was looking for. And then in 2013, I start to mining in Paraguay, near to Brazil, because electricity was really, really cheap. and I think was the largest mining farm when I started. We started like with 2,000
How
machines right there.
how cheap is electricity in Brazil and versus Paraguay? Could you shed some light, and in current context versus when you started as well? Could you give us a little bit of numbers?
Oh, 100%. Paraguay, the electricity over there is very, very cheap because there is a huge, huge hydraulic power plant. And Brazil and Paraguay, they are partners on that one. So Brazil, they buy everything that is in excess that Paraguay does not use. Brazil pay less than in 1 cent of dollar per kilowatt. That's what the government pays for the electricity. But the Brazilian government sell the same electricity
Okay.
in Brazil. Remember I said less than 1 cent. Okay, that's how much the Brazilian government pays for the excess that the Paraguayan government does not use from the hydraulic power
And
plant.
that's a lot of
But
that's a
they
lot of
sell
electricity to power. Okay.
lots, lots. Jesus is I think is the second largest one in the world.
So
All
would you
right, so it's
Yeah,
huge.
so would you say in the entire Southern American continent, what countries are Bitcoin mining friendly purely based on this? Paraguay.
Paraguay.
Okay. And then
Paraguay. And then the reason is because, yes, because they have so much electricity. Listen, this hydraulic power
mm,
plant could give energy to Paraguay, Uruguay, and the south of Brazil with no
mm,
problem. That's how big the hydraulic power plant is.
mm,
And like I was saying, Brazil, they pay less than 1 cent of dollar per kilowatt, but they sell the same electricity in Brazil
mm,
at 20 cents of dollar per kilowatt.
that's right. Yeah.
So I don't know if the cables are made of gold or the immigration to the electricity to cross. There is some taxes on it. I don't know what the hell they do over
Mm.
there. But in Paraguay, then the electricity for someone that is want to mine and have a very good contract with this hydraulic power plant will pay around 0.025.
Wow.
So less than 10 cents, 3 cents of dollar per kilowatt. The other cool thing about Paraguay, it is you have places that you have a free tax
Mm,
zones. So you could stay in an industrial park that is a free tax zone. So you don't pay to import, you don't pay in taxes to generate a Bitcoin. So it's a very crypto friendly. So you don't pay
wow.
tax to import the equipment. And then you also don't pay tax, let's say, because you're selling Bitcoin there. So there is a tax-free zone, as said, right? So that's why it is so good to mine in Paraguay.
Mm.
That's why we decide to mine that after I do the whole homework to check it out, where was the best place to go there. But and then of course, I after mining, I decided say in 2014, okay, cool. What do I do with this money? What do I do with these bitcoins? Right. So now I'm generating money, and I was mining when I started 2014. I was mining with the GPUs. It was not ASICs back there. It was not Bitmain Tech. Was just starting. So most of guys were just starting. And then I decided, to say, okay, now let me go to the market. I want to learn. Then I became an angel investor for a exchange in Brazil. I started to develop a wallet. Was always trying to do something to make users to use those bitcoins in a very simple and easy way. That's how I started, and exactly that's my background on Bitcoin. Came just by accident, and then I decided to learn everything about
Well,
it.
thank God you didn't spend all the bitcoins you earned on pizza like certain someone. But I
Yeah.
find the word truther to be quite interesting. Truther is a great, interesting name. Can you tell your audience what does it mean and what prompted you to choose this name?
Again, by accident. Most of you say like, "Whoa, such a like you just said, such a cool name." And yes, remember Brazil speak Portuguese, so English is not our first language. And because the agreement that we did with Tether, okay, for the
Okay.
USDT, so the stable coin, we did an agreement with them to come up with a solution to develop something in Brazil called a gateway that allowed Bitfinex to operate in Brazil, not being in Brazil, and serve all the Brazilians without being in Brazil. So create a gateway. They ask us to create a gateway to convert reais in USDT, USDT in reais in a very simple and easy way. But then I says, okay, cool. Let's come up with some products, name very nice, like through tether. So the original name was a mix of through tether. So then it's a trueter, right? But Brazilians will pronounce a very silly name. So the idea is to the Brazilians to pronounce through tether, but in Portuguese they will say through a tether. So doesn't sound good, doesn't sound sexy.
Mm,
So that's okay. How what do I do to make it
Twitter.
nice, to make it sexy, to make it simple? Let me kill the letter E. So then it's gonna be truther. Okay, cool. So then I put in Google truther to register the
Mm.
name. When I put truther without the letter E, came the explanation about truther. And I said, well, that's exactly what us Bitcoiners think about it. Truther, the meaning of truther, it's exactly like that. People that they just do not believe the entire financial system is it is what everybody's saying. A truther meaning someone that always going to say there is something behind. There's if everybody's putting their money in a bank, there is an agenda for that. There is a personal thing that the banks are trying to do. So a real truther say, okay, it's everybody's doing that is because something is not the way it's supposed to be. Let me look in a different way. Let me find a different system that I actually can use. When I saw that, I says like, this is perfect for what we want. We want a different system that can connect me on the financial system, and I don't have to be the entire people, everybody thinking, yeah, my money is saved in the bank. I love my banker not going to run away with my money or something like that. So that's what the meaning for truther, and I think was perfect for what we're doing.
Like seeing some of your biggest market leaders like MetaMask, Trust Wallet, what do you guys bring to the table? What is your USP?
All right, that's very our service is very unique. So let's compare with the other wallets, which also it's an invitation to them. They can use our APIs, they can use our service to do the same thing as us, and they will be more than welcome to do and with us. Okay, so but basically what we do. MetaMask, okay, you have the private key with them, so it's your keys, your money. Cool, perfect. That's what we believe. Same thing on Truther. You have the keys, your money, so you control your private keys straight away. Now, let's see the difference on those wallets. You need something called gas to do that transaction. This is the first challenge that I took when I decided to come up with Router. I put something in my mind, say, okay, I have to make it easy, I have to make it simple, and I have to make it usable for any person. Doesn't matter if they speak English, doesn't matter if they speak French, doesn't matter if they speak Chinese, doesn't matter. Has to be something global. No words, everything by icons, everything simple. This is my was my first one. The second one was about the gas, because gas it is honestly it's really difficult when you really need to do a transaction with USDT and then you do not have we are using Polygon and then you don't have Matic. Oh shit! Now I need to go to an exchange, create my account, transfer money, do the KYC, do the whole thing, and then finally, okay, cool. Now I have Matic. Let me send my Matic back to my, for example, to my Trust Wallet or my MetaMask. Great. So then you buy, let's say, $50 with Matic when you just need 2 cents to do a transaction. So you bought $50 worth of Matic to use only 2 cents. Congratulations, right? So complication was really bad. So then I said, okay, I need to fix this problem. I need to solve that to not need Matic in any time. So the user just have to transfer the USDT and end of the story. And the third one, how do you make so usable? You have to make a way to the user to be able to pay a coffee, to pay something in the country, or to receive money from the traditional financial system. So we need to build a bridge straight from the wallet to the financial system. So actually, I need to connect blockchain and bank chain. That was my three challenge that I put there, and I wrote that down on my whiteboard, and I said I'm gonna beat this thing no matter what.
No, so with the help of smart pay, you have increased financial inclusion in Brazil. Can you tell in detail how will you unite blockchain with bank chain as you mentioned right now?
For sure, for sure. That was the main thing for us. We call that solution is something that we call we gave that a name. It's called Swapix. So Swapix is the feature that to do the whole conversion reais to USDT. So now, just for you guys to understand what exactly what we need. Now, someone download the wallet, our wallet, Truther, for example. But like I said, could MetaMask could integrate, Tron Link could integrate, Edge they already integrated. But Phoenix, they already integrated. It's already in their platform. How we build that? Everything through blockchain. You send your USDT to our hot wallet. On the message field will be the Pix key. It's like a kind of a bank account number or a payment QR code, which works on the financial Brazilian financial system inside the message field. When we detect that information on the blockchain, we automatically pay that. Our API will encrypt the message field just to make sure users are going to have like privacy information on the blockchain. So we have the API to do that. So basically, it is everything on chain. So the user is in control of the private key all the time, is in control of his money. Now he transfers his USDT to our wallet on the message field. It is the information that how much he needs to pay, who he needs to pay. It's everything there. Instead, so we capture that information and then we pay. Everything works in exactly 10 seconds. If nothing happened in 10 seconds, let's say the payment system is down, or the payments that QR code is not valid, or that Pix key is not valid, money goes back automatically to the user. Done, problem solved. Vice versa, how it works, same way. The user will transfer from his bank account to our Pix key, SmartPay Pix key. On the message field, he will put his wallet address, transfer to us within 10 seconds. He will
So
receive
does it
USDT on his
does
wallet.
it act as an escrow account or is it different?
It's an escrow account for 10 seconds.
Okay. Okay, fair enough.
It's a 10 seconds. The whole period, the whole point is 10 seconds. USDT come to our hot wallet with the instruction to be paid. 10 seconds later, money is in the account. User transfer reais to our Pix account with the message field, the wallet that needs to be paid. 10 seconds later, the USDT is on his wallet. And doesn't matter where. Doesn't matter if he's on the yellow exchange, on the blue exchange, or if he's on Bitfinex, or if he's in Edge. Doesn't matter. He can send
Interesting.
to any wallet that he wants.
Interesting. So can you tell us a little bit about the fee structure for using Truther, and are you going to start staking services on your wallets as well?
No, our fees is only 2%. We charge 2% in and out according to the Brazilian exchange rate for the US dollar. So it's always the same. So it's always 2%. Doesn't matter how much it's going to be, the amounts or who, it's always the same amount. And like I said, we're not going to do staking because we don't need that. So basically, the user, if the user wants staking, go to a platform that can do stake for you. But we don't want to touch on that one. We want to be very, very good on that in the same way that the user say, if any user comes to Brazil and say, no, what, I need to have some cash in my pocket. All right, great. Download our wallet. You can import your private key from MetaMask if you want to, or you can set up a new one, transfer from that wallet to us. You can go to ATM and withdraw the money, or you can go to any shop in Brazil and pay with that. So we want to be good on that one. We are very good and very fast in one service and in one service only. Convert USDT in reais and vice versa. That's it. That's what we do. And we're going to focus on that one.
Got it. Wallet hacks is something we all have been hearing in the news. What security measures, are you guys taking to ensure the safety of wallets?
Well, this is really really important because most of the clients they need to understand there is a bunch of wallet hacks happening there, especially with those wallets that they use mnemonics, and those mnemonics are not safe in a very good way inside the device, and then allow it, and then the user has to do what? Print screen and save the information over there. Some wallets is they say they don't have access to the private key, but then when you check the code, there is a private key. They have the access to it. The way we build it, we're not using mnemonics. We use straight the private key, and the private key stay stored on the user's mobile in a very safe place on the proper area inside that mobile. If you download the wallet and then if you do not write it down, the code, and then you lose it, then you're not going to have access anymore to that information. So, and the way we worked, we are very like back in the day, private address belongs to the user and they stay with the user on the right spot inside the wallet. Of course, we try to make a little bit easier to the user to write that down. So we kind of put different colors, but we're not using mnemonics. We're not using sending emails. Some wallets, they do that. Like they send to yourself your private key. Well, congratulations. Now your email provider has access to it. And who knows who else, like Google, Microsoft, or I don't know, Apple. The way we do, it's only your device. If you download your wallet, your private key also is gone. So we put in a way to say it's yours and it's over there. If you, of course, but if you take a picture, which some people they try to do that, if you take a picture on that one, remember now is you and 3,000 employees from Google and Apple do have access to that information. But we do not share in any moment. It's not saved in a plain text. It's not saved on a wrong area in your mobile. So the private key stay on the right spot inside your mobile and only you has access to it. That's how we are preventing for frauds and any kind of like or hackings like that.
Fair enough. So, how can a small business use your API to do the transactions, and what benefit will they receive? Also, another question linking to that: do you only allow businesses to use your API from Brazil and Southern American region, or are you also allowing international businesses to use your API?
Well, great question, and yeah, that's it's for any company. I'm gonna give a few examples for you guys to understand. Like, say, for example, online betting casinos that they are in Bahamas or they are in Curacao or they are in I don't know Manila or anywhere in the world. Now they can serve Brazilians. All they need to do is understand. Okay, cool. Now I can have USDT on our platform or Bitcoin. We always talking about USDT, but we just put Bitcoin on it so that it can be used for both. But the user, I always mention USDT because it's stable, so it's already compared to dollar. So any company can do. So like I said, like example, a casino or a online betting or iGaming companies, they can say, okay, no, what I want to serve Brazilians. Okay, fantastic. Now what you need to do is you can use our API. Brazilian will pay in reais. 10 seconds later, you have the USDT in your wallet. This is really, really important. We do not hold nobody's money. There is no way for us to do anything like that. Users send the reais, we convert, we send the USDT. So that way, any business overseas can now serve Brazilians. And here's the cool part. Does the Brazilian actually has to stay in Brazil to no? I'll give an example of Argentina. Argentina, and then I'm gonna tell about France and Paris too. Argentina, a lot of Brazilians they travel there, buy wine, buy clothes because it's cheap, or even or in the winter because they snow, they go there. So there is a lot of tourists going to Argentina. What the Argentina store they are doing, they have a simple Pix QR code, a sticker on their store. It's not a system, it's not an application, a simple sticker on their store. And there is like the Pix code and then the wallet address that when the Brazilian send the reais to that Pix QR code, within 10 seconds will be converted to USDT and the owner of the store we're going to have on his wallet. That USDT, he can do whatever he wants. He can convert it to pesos. He can send it to an exchange and trade in Bitcoin. He can buy Tether gold. He can buy whatever he wants to do. He will be able to do because USDT is accepted in more than 600 exchanges all over the world, more than 120 countries all over the world. So now I'm giving the freedom to Argentina store to also use that one anywhere. He can use back in Brazil if he wants to travel to Brazil and pay anything in Brazil with that USDT, he'll be able to do. Now, I just did a test here in Paris. There is a few stores in Paris that they says, okay, cool, we accept Pix. They have simple, the same QR code because Paris is a destination that's a lot of Brazilians they come. So they come here, they pay with Pix, and then there we go. They start receiving USDT, and that is a huge benefit for everybody here. Us Brazilians, when we travel overseas and we use our cards, we pay, including tax, we the fees, banking fees, and everything, average 10%. So basically, if I'm paying something that costs 100 euros, for example, or $100, that in fact going to cost me 110, because that 10% is between government, banks, and everybody else, and the cards, the amount of money that they're going to get it. And the other thing is, some of the credit cards also is limited. It's not all Brazilians have like $2,000, $3,000 to go there and then pay for something, or to travel overseas with that. So it's very limited. Some cards not even international. With our technology, any store here, for example, in Paris, could say, "Are you Brazilian? Okay, great. You can pay straight from your bank account." So then, meaning any bank account in Brazil, any bank app now can do an international payment. So he's paying locally in Brazil to a Pix QR code that is converted within 10 seconds, is straight to the wallets, to the store. The Brazilian are going to pay the 10%. The Brazilian is going to pay only the 2%
Mm,
actually that we charge, not the 10% that he is to pay. And also, the limit now is the amount of money that he has in his bank account. So if he has like 20,000 reais on the bank account, then he can use it. If you want to put more money in his bank account, he can use it. And everything registered in a blockchain, everything with the Brazilian government being notified, everything by law, everything according to the law. So now I'm giving the freedom to the Brazilian also to go overseas and use. All these stores overseas they need to do is say, okay, cool, I'm gonna accept that, and then that's it. Then they have USDT, and they can exchange the USDT if they want to in their own country. So in Europe, there is what, maybe 10 exchanges in Europe that they can exchange USDT straight to their bank account in euros if they craze to do that. So then they can do. If they are smart, they will convert in Bitcoin and they're gonna save that money. That's simple. That's how we can help companies from overseas that want to deal with Brazilians and vice
fair
versa.
enough. Final question. With Bitcoin halving on the horizon and Bitcoin Spot, BlackRock's ETF, and other ETFs coming on the horizon, we saw that news last week as we were recording this podcast, where the Bitcoin's price shot up to 30,000 and corrected after it came out that it was a fake news. People are interested in it. Do you think Bitcoin ETF combined with halving would indicate a long term bull market? And if that's the case, how are you gonna prepare as an entrepreneur in that bull market to, you know, get more cash?
Well, definitely, it's a very good thing that's happening with the ETF. A lot of people will start to buy it, and then most of people say probably the Bitcoin is going to hate me now for that. Actually, I like the way they are doing. I like that there is more ETF coming, because people like my mom, my mother-in-law, my father-in-law, they don't know how to download a wallet. They don't know how to buy Bitcoin. So we need those old people, those guys that they trust in their bank. We need them. And then remember, Bitcoin has a limited of amount of Bitcoins that can have in the market. It's only 21 million. We already passed 90 million. So for you to actually do a ETF, guess what? You need to buy the Bitcoins in the market to have that in some wallets to prove that you have those Bitcoins to actually to guarantee the ETF. So it's a very good way, because more funds are going to come, especially let's say the retirement funds from US. It's huge. We're talking about billions. We're talking about trillions of dollars. So those guys are going to start to play a little bit. So imagine if like a retirement fund from the US, like we have like trillions of dollars, this I'd say, like, let's put 5% over there. It's already huge. So more and more guys are going to start to buy, because now it's regulated. They feel comfortable. So I kind of like the ETF thing. But us, that we are on blockchain, young generation, understand one thing: your key and your coin. This is what is important now, because we don't have the bull run. How about that? Start to buy little by little. If you can buy like $100 per week, do it. Get 100 every single week, but do not think tomorrow. Do not thinking about 3 months. Do not think about 6 months. I'm always think about, this is the number I'm going to give to everybody. I'm going to explain the reason. 2032. This is the moment that actually you're going to see a huge bull run. The reason is that because 2032, when we have another halving, definitely is going to be 99% of the Bitcoins mined already. And if you've been buy along the time that all those Bitcoins, we definitely going to be seeing Bitcoins around $1 million. But Rosell, come on, really? Are you crazy? Pure math. 21 million, 99% of this 21 million is going to be already mined. And if it's more ETF, more companies buying, more users using that, my man, let me tell you something. There is not 21 million is not enough for everybody. And here's the most important part why you should buy little by little, like me. I'm buying little by little, put in my Truther wallet, saving. This is my savings account. And then why I'm not trading? Why not selling every day? Simple. If I buy, hold, guess what? The company who did the ETF needs to buy Bitcoin. They need to buy more and more. More and more Bitcoins they need to buy to actually sell the ETF. And I am the one, you are the one, and the other person is the one that is buying and holding and not putting in the market, pressure on the price to go up and up and up. And in the same direction, halving, 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 halving. So that is a pure math. You buy, you hold. Mr. ETF manager, good luck in trying to buy mine in Bitcoin because it's not going to be for sale for sure. And most important, if the Bitcoin price is going to go up and up and up and up, I'm not going to use every day. I'm not going to use to buy a coffee. I don't want to be the guy says, oh man, 2024, I paid the equivalent of $5,000 for a coffee worth it in Bitcoin. No, I'm not going to use my Bitcoin. I'm going to save my Bitcoins. So then the guys from BlackRock, good luck for you guys. My Bitcoin is not for sale. Not now. After 2032, yeah, definitely. So then I'm done. I'm already retired. Then I'm going to use my Bitcoins, especially because it's going to be more decentralized, more people using. So if you are one of the guy on the audience and you want to see the Bitcoin and more than $1 million, here's the hint: buy, hold. Do not sell. Do not use your Bitcoin. Do not let BlackRock to get your Bitcoin. Tell them to fight for, and then hold it as much as you can and save as much as you can. Then, definitely in 2032, invite me for a barbecue. Gonna be more than happy to go anywhere in the world you are. Maybe I'm gonna be flying my private jet.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Not a financial advice because it's a news channel, but you could do whatever you please you want to do. But it was an honor to have you over here, Mr. Rossello. Let's stay in touch, and we'll definitely keep an eye on your project. Hope it shoots to the moon.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much.
Fantastic. Just a second. Okay, so the recording needs to be done now.